Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I promise you, we will update you guys about Dak Prescott and where things stand on that front. But first, I want to go back to Randy Gregory, which we did briefly mention as part of NFL Live and a cut here on our Cowboys channel. The return, I don't know. 2 stars. We're all over the map once again on Randy Gregory. The hope meter is a giant question mark at this point. So let's recap what happened, right? So Clarence Hill puts out his article saying the Cowboys have all but given up hope of Gregory being reinstated by the NFL, then Todd Archer, then some others. Then Hill himself says, well, the hope part is kind of more up in the air. Stephen Jones says they still have hope, and my initial source, Clarence Hill said, wasn't from Jerry or Steven. So clearly somebody noteworthy in the Cowboys organization isn't banking on it. That kind of sounds like a coach to me, but that's just a guess. Gregory, in the end, remains, well, he's a wild card. No one knows what is going on with Gregory. Something isn't right. I want to emphasize that part, or something isn't going according to plan. Because back in March, the report was Gregory had filed for NFL reinstatement. Then on May 9th, Stephen Jones says he's unsure where Gregory is in that process. If he's met with Goodell around the same time frame, Aldon Smith does get reinstated. In most cases, and this is more of a suggestion than a hard and fast rule, there's supposed to be a response inside of a 60-day window. That has come and gone right by. Then on July 13th, there was the report that hope is gone, or maybe not, or who knows? We don't know what's going on with Randy Gregory, and I'm back to the same point I've made many a time. You can't bank on him. He is a luxury. If you're assuming Randy Gregory is going to make a massive impact for this Cowboys team, well, you know what happens when you assume. So do I hope Gregory gets back out there? You're damn right. That's great for the Cowboys, and of course, even more importantly, great for Gregory the person. But the hope, well, I don't know where we're at right now. We're back and forth, up and down, left and right, not really sure what's going on with Randy Gregory. Maybe one day we'll get the full story. Right now, don't know where we're at. And with training camp about 2 weeks away, I'm not sure if we're going to have Gregory out there on the Cowboys. So how hopeful are you about a Gregory return? Rate this for me on a scale of 1 to 10. There's no downside for the Cowboys, kind of leaving him on the roster. They're not paying him anything right now. It's fine. There's no negative side effect beyond having to deal with it. But I don't think you can bank on Gregory this season. Let's go now to Dak Prescott. Oh, boy. Still 2 stars. That's when I dropped it down the other day. And, well, I don't know if a deal's going to get done because the Cowboys are leaking that we're comfortable with Dak playing on the tag. The latest reports, and I'm very confident they all come out of the Cowboys camp, is that there's little optimism on a deal getting done. And this is the wild part to me, that there are no scheduled talks right now between Dak and the Cowboys. Now, we're around 24 hours away from that 4 p.m. Eastern deadline on Wednesday as we film this, or whenever you guys end up watching it on YouTube or on Facebook. It's just mind-blowing to me. And in fact, I actually don't believe these reports because they just don't make any sense. You're telling me the Cowboys and Dak, allegedly around $35 million per year, have been disagreeing on the length of the years. And because of that, the Cowboys are just going to be like, yeah, we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to even try. It doesn't make sense. What this reeks of is posturing from the Dallas Cowboys organization in an attempt to not be the one that calls first. The problem is the Cowboys have no leverage. Worst case scenario for Dak, he plays 2 years on the tag, makes damn near $35 million per year on average, and then gets paid a huge amount of money in free agency. It just doesn't make sense the way the Cowboys have approached this entire process, and it makes me truly suspect that they're going to make another last-ditch effort right up against the deadline, just like they did with Zeke, just like they did with DeMarcus Lawrence, just like they did with Dez Bryant, because the Cowboys always wait until the very last second, normally get the deal done, and then realize they've cost themselves money because they didn't get the deal done months or years ago, and in the end have only cost themselves. They're just burning money away. I want the Dak deal to get done. This should not be a difficult negotiation or even thought process for the Dallas Cowboys. First question, is Dak your guy? If the answer is yes, then you get the deal done whatever it costs. Of course, within reason. But you just get the deal done because life is way harder in the NFL if you don't have a quarterback. If you don't think Dak's the guy, wait, then why'd you give him the expensive tag? Why are you offering a 5-year deal? See, this is why it doesn't make sense to me. Now, regardless of what the Cowboys end up doing with Dak, if they get the deal done, if they don't, we're going to break it down live tomorrow. Normally, we're live on Thursdays. We're going to be live on Wednesday instead. That deadline, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Maybe we'll be live a little before. Maybe we'll be live a little, right at that time. We're not sure yet. The only way to know for sure is to put those notifications on. Make sure they're on all. That way, you will not miss whatever the breaking news is tomorrow around Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Over now to Jadeveon Clowney. I don't know why we're back. I don't know why we're out there citing, exclusive sources telling me this. The Cowboys have made it very clear. They aren't interested in Clowney. It's 3 stars. I'm sorry. I am Downey for Clowney. I wish the Cowboys had interest. I would be operating on a very different path than what the Cowboys are right now. I think we've made that clear many a time on this show over the years. But the Cowboys aren't interested in Clowney at the current cost. We know that. You know that. It's not breaking news, yet we're kind of acting like it is elsewhere. Now, this hasn't changed since the start of free agency. Now, I think the Cowboys should have interest. You could move on from Crawford and add Clowney. You have a wild card, Alden Smith. We mentioned Randy Gregory. Who knows what happens on that front? Dorrance Armstrong hasn't done much. Bradley and Joe Jackson, they are wild cards. I get why many of you have interest in a Clowney or Griffin or even a Clay Matthews instead. The player for the cost, actually a pretty good deal at a position of need. I wish the Cowboys would do it, but so far they simply haven't shown interest at the asking price for Clowney. Maybe there's a number in mind that makes sense for them. $8 million, that's kind of what Quinn made last year. But until that price drops down to that point, it just doesn't, and it's not on the cards for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we've told you guys about these before. They are still available, though. The new player-themed face mask with our friends over at Fanatics. Chatsports.com/Cowboys player mask. They've got Zeke, they've got Dak Prescott, and they've got CeeDee Lamb. Couple different styles as well. 2 packs only right now, but I'll put that link in the comments and in the description for you guys. They are available at chatsports.com/Cowboys player mask. Let's go to the punter. Special teams, they matter. We learned that the hard way last year about cutting Chris Jones. I would love to give this 4 stars. I'm going to give it 2 stars, though. Todd Archer kind of brought this up in one of his ESPN articles about potential veterans on the roster bubble. He didn't go Tyrone Crawford. He went Chris Jones, and I like the way Todd's thinking on this one. Jones hasn't been good. There's really no way around it. Now, he was fine in 2018, but look at his punting averages and the number of punts he's dropped inside the 20. Jones, those numbers below 42 yards per punt might sound like a lot. It's actually near the bottom of the NFL. So if you are the Dallas Cowboys, why are you paying a punter to be bad? Doesn't make sense to me. You can find the NFL's worst punter for the vet minimum. You can save almost $2 million by cutting Chris Jones with the way now that we're after the post-June 1st deadline. I'd cut him. It blows my mind. I don't understand it. Why the Cowboys haven't brought in any competition for Chris Jones. So my answer to this question is A. I say cut Chris Jones. Save the couple million. You're, in theory, not going to want to punt anyway. Why invest in a position where you're only using him in the worst-case scenario? And it's a punter, guys. I say cut him, save the money. Let me know what you guys think. A for yes and B for no. Let's talk some more about some of the rankings coming out right now as we ramp up for training camp. Do the Cowboys have some of the top 3 offensive weapons in the NFL? Yes. And my, oh my, how things have changed in about 2 years. Entering the 2018 draft, they got nothing. They had Cole Beasley, now gone. Allen Hurns, Terrence Williams, T. Will's out of the NFL. I think ESPN's Bill Barnwell is right when he puts the Cowboys at number 3 overall, ranking the NFL's offensive skill players. He valued receivers more than backs and tight ends as well. This is right. Looking at the way this breaks down for the Cowboys, the only possible question mark is at tight end. He had the Chiefs at number 1. I'm not really going to argue against that. Tyreek Hill and Kelsey, and I'm a big fan of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The Cleveland Browns, again, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, they paid Austin Hooper, they have Nick Chubb. I got no problem with the Cowboys being number 3. The Panthers at 5, a little bit high for me. But you have Zeke Elliott, you have Amari Cooper, you have Michael Gallup, you have CeeDee Lamb. You got 3 receivers who, for at least some teams in the NFL, would legitimately be the number 1 option. Zeke is a clear-cut top 5 NFL back. Blake Jarwin is a bit of a question mark. I feel pretty confident. But if he's your 5th option, I mean, you're cooking with gas right there. And a big reason why I think the Cowboys took that 3rd spot, maybe not 4th or 5th, was because they took CeeDee Lamb in the NFL draft. I was a huge fan of the CeeDee Lamb pick. The Cowboys actually made the pick I wanted them to for the first time in years. So get your CeeDee Lamb jersey, $80. Chatsports.com/CD jersey. They've got the white with the blue and then, of course, just the navy. Big fan of the alternate jerseys that we just saw there. It's available. And, again, links in the comments and in the description at chatsports.com/CD jersey. Some more ESPN rankings have come out. This time, pass rushers. DeMarcus Lawrence made the top 10. Is he? I'm going to give it 3 stars. I was going to give it 4, and then I remember to look at the full list, and I'm like, there's some really good pass rushers out there in the NFL right now. Now, Tank was as high as 3 on this list. And I will always try and tell it like it is, folks. I don't know how you put Tank Lawrence at 3 over some of these awesome pass rushers out there. I know the sack totals are down. You guys know I feel pretty confident in DeMarcus Lawrence's season. 3, though? Kind of wild. I mean, Khalil Mack's awesome. Chandler Jones is the most underrated player in the NFL. You got both Bosas, Von Miller, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt as well, who someone said if he had the athleticism of Josh Allen, he'd be number 1, which is embarrassing because Watt's actually a better athlete than Josh Allen. Big time L for that guy. I don't get Frank Clark being there at number 8. I think that's too high for him. Tank checks in at number 10. And just to show how deep the pass rushers are right now in the NFL, Danielle Hunter, I thought, probably should have just swapped out with Frank Clark. You can make legit arguments for Zadarius Smith, Yannick Ngakoue, maybe Matt Judon as well. I think maybe there's a really, really good top 12 or 13 that are all legitimately top 10 caliber pass rushers. So I'm inclined to put Tank in that top 10 list. I think you can make a bit of an argument of in terms of is he 11th? Is he 12th? Is he 9th? In the end, it's all kind of the same to me. You pay those guys big time money in a couple years. Tank's not even going to be top 5 among the highest paid pass rushers. The sack totals, I know you guys didn't like them last year. I understand that. I feel very, very confident that the Cowboys are going to get a better DeMarcus Lawrence this upcoming season. The question now, as we get into some more ratings, if you will, are you going to buy Madden 21? Type 1 for yes, type 0 for no. Until they fix Madden franchise, I am not going to. However, I did want to reveal the leaked Madden ratings for the top 10 Cowboys players. Number 1, leading the way, Zach Martin. Respect, 98 overall. They got that one right. Zeke at 92, same as Amari Cooper. Tyron Smith at 91. DeMarcus Lawrence at 89. I don't have very many issues so far. Lael Collins, he's at 87. Seems fair. Gerald McCoy at 85. Okay. Dak, 84. I thought the quarterbacks in general are rated a little bit too low, but he's top 10, so that's fair for me. Cheeto at 83 is Madden really likes Awuzie, and I'm honestly not sure why. He was super high last year, too. Didn't drop down. It's interesting. I guess it's going to make them easier to play. Leighton Vander Esch is an 83. Okay, I'm fine with that one. I'm not sure where Michael Gallup is. Little bit surprised that they didn't have Jalen Smith as an 83 as well. You guys feel free to give me your thoughts on the leaked Madden ratings, but for at least the top 10, it could be a whole heck of a lot worse, and I've seen some bad stuff out of Madden in recent years for sure. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.